I inherited poverty. The challenge about the issue of money and poverty is basically about knowledge. So what you don't know, sometimes people even know what they are supposed to do, but then because they do not accept the fact that that is the challenge for them, it's tough for them to get out of poverty.
Very true.
So I always say that I have what is called the POS concept. My POS concept is that you can't afford to be poor, oppressed, and stupid at the same time. So what do you do?
POS concept.
POS, we're taking this down.
Oh yeah. So fine. It's not a crime to be poor. Quite simple. We were all poor. In fact, most of us grew up poor. If my friend Saco tells you about how, in fact, he doesn't like anything poly.
I was poor that day. Any poly for us, anything poor. I can't even carry polythene bag.
Life's journey is individual. Life's journey is personal to every one of us. So if you've got a friend who is a billionaire, there is nothing that stops from being friend, even though I don't have billions. So, but then I should not compare our results with his own results. We all have different destinies. We all have different assignments. So the important thing, as a matter of what the definition of success is personal to everybody. So what you call success is not what I call success.
It's relative, yeah.
Oh yeah, very relative.
For me, I think it's not comparison. It's actually an encouragement. It's basically someone encouraging to let you know that if this person can achieve success, I can achieve success.
Exactly.
I say to people, I grew up in K2, and people knew me in K2 working as a waiter. They knew me in K2, how I would go, I was gathering the house and there was no soup. I would have to go miles to buy soup, 100 naira from a Calabar kitchen, and then we have to manage soup. But what has changed is the fact that what brought me out of the insecurity to where I am right now is the job and the gift that God put in my hand, that even at first I didn't discover it. When I discovered it, I thought it was one of those things, clown, this guy clown, until I began to put structure, let myself know, and I sat down one day and I said, I have something that the world needs to listen to. I'll say to you, I couldn't say this like this 3 years ago, but you know, the more I did it, the more I understood that this is an assignment and it's a service. And so God has placed in everybody a service. So I've got a talent, like I say all the time, there is at least one thing that you can do better than somebody else.
But now, give us the journey, the right journey to elevate from penny to plenty.
Knowledge is the vital resource to getting out of poverty. You can't have plenty. You can't live in the midst of affluence. You can't have profusion when you are lacking in knowledge. By the moment you begin to allow your mind to embrace knowledge, especially knowledge that you need to move from point A to point B, you will begin to feel it might not translate into cash in the real sense, it might not translate into wealth and affluence in the real sense yet, but then there is I have a mentor who is also a spiritual father who always says that success is first from within before it is without. The same thing applies to every part of life. You see, principles are universal. It is only playing fields that are different. Principles are universal. The same principle that applies in Nigeria applies to people in America, but then it is playing field that is different. And that's why I tell people always that when they say get knowledge, and what you're doing as a typical poor boy in Africa is to carry some books written by the likes of Dave Ramsey, Richard, what's it called? Kiyosaki, Robert Kiyosaki. Some of those things you can't apply them successfully in Africa. They can't work for you.
One of the books by The Secret, if you can get to your art, you can get to your hand.
Oh yes.
It's just making change the mindset to let yourself know. Have a picture in front of you, have a vision map, and say to yourself, this is just a tipping point or a place that will take me to the next level.
The challenge that we have with most people is that they don't know where they are going to. So where vision is missing, you definitely cannot be talking about succeeding. Where there is no vision, success cannot be an equation that is going to be successfully solved for you. So the first thing is to have a broader idea, have a clearer vision of where you're going to. And I say to people always that where you stand determines what you see, and what you see dictates where you go. So if you don't have vision, you won't have direction, you won't have proper guide. If you don't have an idea of where you're going to, you can't have a map that leads you there. Planning is important. Planning is a subset of goal setting. So if you don't have your goals defined, if you don't have your plan properly laid out, you can't be talking about it. Will be your success will be an accident that way when you don't have a plan. So I had to plan my way. More to goal setting is the fact that there is a connection between your hand and your head. So most of the time, people who keep their goals in their head alone, they miss that part of commitment that has to do with what they have written down. Opportunities are possibilities waiting for human intervention to become reality. So what's an opportunity? It's a possibility in disguise. It's a possibility somewhere. So if you don't act on an opportunity, it does not become reality for you.
Very true.
So I began to look for opportunities. But then there are some opportunities that you will never see until you will never see them with your physical eyes until your mind can see them.
I am passionate about entertainers because for me, I see a lot of very, very good guys that are very, very talented, but they are broke.
Oh yeah.
I'm part of those people that says talent is not enough. It's wanting to be talented. It's wanting to be, you know. And then you see them very funny, and then you are falling down on the floor, and they don't even have transport fare to move them. You know. So one of the things that I said to myself was a few years ago when I started, and I said to myself, I need people to see me. I need people to see me. So on a Saturday, I go to weddings. I walk to weddings. Sometimes I don't even have transport fare. I walk to weddings, go see, you know, find out where the reception is going to be, and then I go. I stay in the crowd. Watch how the MCs anchoring the program. This time I wasn't getting a platform. I can go months without having events, but I go. Remember also by the side I was also working as a waiter, because while you're waiting for that big, you must be doing something. I did an event 2 weeks ago. I think I said it in Abuja, national conference, CIPM national conference. A woman that I met while I was working as a waiter in 2003. December 2003 at the Congress, RCCG Congress, because I was working as one of the waiters there, recommended me for this event. 2003, 2019. How many years is that? That's how many years?
That's 6 years.
So 2003 to 2019. That's 16 years. So 16 years after, this same woman, because I was able to relate well with her, because we are working in a place that is not conducive, doesn't mean you should be rude to people. Because the truth is, because if you're going to be rich, you need people to be rich.
Oh yes.
People are going to recommend you. The driver will recommend. Remember, the gateman there will recommend you. You think they are not valued. The receptionist will recommend you. So you need people in your life, and then you must be very conscious of the fact. You must respect people. You must respect people. The fact that someone is wearing short knicker doesn't mean you should run down the person, because even with an ATM, the person can finish buy anything. So I say to people, you need people in your life, and then when you need, create value. So every time Saturdays I will walk. Sometimes I'll go meet the MC. I say, I'm an MC. My name is Saco. I'm an MC. Can I do comedy for a few minutes? Trust me, I will do the comedy. I'll mess up. Because I didn't know the right audience, you know. And then it was later I began to learn. I had to go to school to learn audience analysis, 6 months on how to address. Sometimes you get to a place you don't even have to crack a joke. You can actually pick from what you learned, get information from what you are doing, and then bam. And that was how. And you know, and then I learned something from you. I did a lot of free events. I did free events. But you know, I learned also from you that if you can do it for free, you can do it for a fee. You get what I'm saying? And so sometimes I'll go around looking for banners of church events, because I was a church guy. And so I was very comfortable. Remember I talked about the SWOT analysis, your strength, your weakness, your opportunities, and your threats. I knew where my strengths were. I knew where my opportunities were. I know that if you give me a mic to do comedy in a church, I will finish it. You know, so I began to learn those things. And then from there I began to learn more about presentation skills. I began to learn how to crack jokes better, how to evolve from being a comedian to, and then one thing that changed completely, because I was doing all those things until 2008, and I met a mentor, Holy Malam, and then it changed. It gave me a bigger picture to let me know that I have more values. There was more values I could render doing comedy, you know. And then from there, I knew. He told me this is the amount you should collect. This you can't collect anything less than. When he told me about that's why mentorship is important.
Oh yeah,
I said it cannot be overrated. It's important. He told me, Saco, I'm recommending you for this event. I told him my first gig was 30,000. I would be recommended. I've been collecting 5,000 all my life since 2005. I can go from here to Ilorin to collect 5,000.
Whoa.
Yes, not once, not twice. I go. But until he recommended me for an event for 30,000. I was in school then, and he says this event is 30,000. Don't collect anything less. And immediately they paid the money to my account as a student. Do you know what I did? I first withdrew 1,000 from the ATM to be sure that you have to say to yourself, even when you achieve those goals, you say to yourself, what can I do better?